in my opinion. Is there... Oh, here, the BBC. Elon Musk tells the BBC about painful Twitter takeover, an exclusive interview. We're going to start with this. I'm going to go pee real quick.
Let's get down to business, and we start with the exclusive interview
I'll be back in a second.
in San Francisco between Elon Musk and our technology correspondent, James Clayton. It is one of his first interviews since he bought Twitter for $44 billion. He defended his decision to lay off a massive number of staff, saying that Twitter only had 4 months to live unless drastic measures were taken.
In rough numbers, revenue dropped from $4.5 billion to $3 billion, and expenses went from $4.5 to $6.
Immediately, you sacked a lot of Twitter workers.
Yeah.
And I spoke to them. It was very easy to speak to them when it happened. And the way they said, pretty much everyone said, is that it felt quite haphazard.
It was.
And it felt a little bit uncaring.
I wouldn't say this is not... Yeah.
But a lot of people just lost their jobs like that. And they weren't... they didn't even know...
120 days. In 120 days, you're dead. So what do you want to do?
How much are you worth?
I already don't like what's going on here. What the fuck's happening? Did this guy get owned by Elon Musk? Is this controlled opposition? What the fuck is this? You should never, under any circumstance, get owned by Elon Musk. It should be illegal to be owned by Elon Musk. Did not own him, and he got owned by him? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God. That's so bad. I hate that.
Have all the advertisers come back?
Not all, but most.
And
you can see it for yourself on Twitter.
Yeah, no, totally. That's why I keep getting fucking like Matt Walsh ads or ads about some fucking Jesus movie. That's bullshit. But he can lie about it because it's a private company. Who's going to fucking check him? Someone should really tell Elon Musk that he's lying about his company. Like, yeah, of course.
Filled with hate speech, I'm told.
That's not what I said.
Okay, fine. Well, why don't you use for you? What's wrong with it?
How is it going? Is Twitter in profit now?
No, Twitter is rough. I'd say we're rough.
This guy already is just the worst interviewer of all time. Elon Musk is here with a different purpose than this guy is. When you're going to interview someone like this who loves right-winger content, who like is, you know, a right-winger himself, he's coming at it to look like Jordan Peterson, okay? He's glazing up the interview because he knows it was a softball. Yeah. I do say that in the interview, I have a lot of respect for the BBC. Not organization is perfect, of course, but the BBC overall quite good. Yeah, of course he's fucking glazing the BBC. They sucked him.
To be more precise, we could be cash flow positive this quarter if things keep...
Fucking cap, brother. What the fuck? That's insane. Bro. If you fucking ask that, you better have some goddamn follow-up to be like, all of these advertisers have pulled. You're a journalist. You could go to the advertisers and ask. OMD, for example, or Ogilvy, or any number of like major ad companies, whether or not they have stood by their original take that they were pulling their ads out of Twitter. You can come to this interview armed with the answers. You can turn around and go, well, here, as journalists, we did our fucking jobs, and we went to some of your top sponsors, top advertisement buyers, right? And we asked them if they are still working, and it seems like they're still not working with you guys. So what do you have to say to that? How have you made up the lack of revenue from all of these major companies that have said that they're pulling out of Twitter? How have you made up that revenue? Especially because Elon Musk is like a known con man. He does this all the time. Self-driving cars are coming. Oh, COVID is ending in like a week. For the record, this is not just Elon Musk. Most CEOs are trained to be this way. They're trained to defend the company, and for that purpose, they will lie. So you should have this level of preparation, and you should have this level of training before you cover any CEO of any corporation.
I possibly, yeah.
Wow.
No, you're right. Elon has never lied. Battery swaps are happening currently. The Tesla truck the Cybertruck is in full-blown production. Everyone's driving around with it. Everyone's driving around with the Roadsters that are, mass consumed. This is a big banger. Cool. We're on Mars. There's a boring tunnel in Los Angeles now, which has greatly reduced traffic. The Hyperloop is real. I mean, it's all COVID was over 2 weeks after he said COVID will be over in 2 weeks. It was crazy when it ended in April 2020. All of that stuff worked out. Neuralink is super successful and totally not killing every monkey that it's been tested on. Dude, sorry. How can I forget? Hold on. I will step down as Twitter CEO if this poll ends up causing me to step down from Twitter CEO. I will also only make major decisions about Twitter via polls. I also bought Twitter for free speech purposes and certainly wasn't actually fucking owned by the Delaware courts and forced to buy it, which I tried to fight in the court system. It's so crazy that he just like lies all the fucking time, like nonstop. And there are still people after all of his like patently obvious abject fucking failures on the timeline and how thin-skinned of an egomaniacal man baby he is, you still have people going, nah, dog, you don't understand. He's a billionaire. He fucking did this. What about all the successful things he's done? Wait, what do you mean? What does that? People don't understand the legislation for something like self-driving cars to be permitted. Yeah, it's the legislation that's preventing Elon. You're right. So, yeah, brother, listen. Ultimately, given the dynamic of capitalism and how the markets work, Elon Musk has done something very successfully, and that is con people into thinking that he is like this brilliant inventor, and people respond positively to that. They think that he is a brilliant a brilliant inventor, and they trust him. And they every time he lies, no matter what happens, every single time he fucking lies, his stock prices, the Tesla stock goes up. If advertisers were coming back and fighting one another over, your inventory space, why did you do an insane door-busting sale for $500K plus advertisement dollars being spent offers you double the amount of inventory? Like, why did you do that? How can you consider the Twitter Blue initiative that you launched as anything but an abject failure when it only generated $11 million in additional revenue? Why do you think that Twitter Blue was originally going to be the only verification protocol, but then Twitter users kept saying that's the only reason why people buy the Twitter Blue anyway, to like dupe people into thinking that they're actually verified? Point of clarification, that 11 million was over 3 months, so it's a bit under 4 million monthly. Yeah, these are things that I can just come up with off the top dome because I've just basically covered it. Like, I've covered this story, I tracked it, and there's plenty that I'm forgetting, right? SpaceX was the first to make self-landing rocket booster. Yeah, no, it's great. SpaceX is great. It's just, I wish that it was still NASA instead of, another way to fucking outsource to private companies what used to be government funding. It just literally takes government scientists, government funds, and then reappropriates it back to a third-party contractor, so that he around like he's fucking Tony Stark. A list of Elon's lies over the years. Elon Musk today, like Donald Trump, but for nerds. Waiting on the Content Moderation Council. 166 days since Elon Musk promised Twitter would reinstate banned accounts without first creating a diverse Content Moderation Council, which was a lie. 144 days since Elon Musk reinstated Trump's banned account without establishing any sort of Content Moderation Council. Here it is. He said Twitter will be forming a Content Moderation Council with widely diverse viewpoints. No major content decisions or account reinstatements will happen before that council convenes. Trump will be reinstated, Elon Musk said in a tweet, which, by the way, was actually democratically voted on. Another thing that he said was he was going to make only large decisions on Twitter with oh my God, that's such a good fucking take. SpaceX is a ghost kitchen. The Everything app. Buying Twitter is an accelerant to creating X, the Everything app. He wants to do literally the same thing that China does, but for Twitter. So let's see what happens with that. I don't know why the fuck anyone would put all of their information on Twitter like that, but when he awkwardly blurted out on Joe Rogan, a lot of people don't realize I'm the lead engineer at SpaceX. Tesla will find itself. 216 days since Elon Musk said Tesla would start paying customers when service appointments are rescheduled with little notice in order to be fair. Sue everyone. 327 days since Elon Musk announced he was building a new litigation department at Tesla for the purpose of suing people after he was accused of offering a horse in exchange for sexual services. Remember when he went to Twitter and he said, I'm going to find the greatest Twitter lawyers of all time to build an Avengers team of lawyers. And then he never did that. Possibly because he realized how fucking stupid that would be. Rocket fuel solves climate change. SpaceX is starting a program to take CO2 out of the atmosphere and turn it into rocket fuel. Good luck with that initiative. 1,000 times all Earth combined. 520 days since Elon Musk promised 1,000 times all the other orbital payload on Earth. The Starship fleet is designed to achieve over 1,000 times more payload to orbit, burning coal. 700 days since Elon Musk explained Bitcoin helps cause climate change by burning coal. We are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which is the worst emissions. HODL. Bitcoin paid to Tesla will be retained as Bitcoin, not converted to fiat currency. Uploading the FSD button any minute now. 753 days since Elon Musk announced the FSD button and V9 of FSD will be uploaded soon. Speed will double to 300 MB and latency will drop to 20 milliseconds this year. I'm not an Elon simp stating SpaceX made the first self-landing rocket is just a fact. Jesus fucking Christ. No, I don't disagree with you, Peanut McFly. Stop fucking shadowboxing with weirdos in the chat and respond to what I said then, which is that the only way that they were able to do that, was not through Elon Musk, by the way, but they did it with NASA scientists, with NASA funding, with research that they built on top of, with the fucking literal NASA scientists that NASA had paved the way for. That absolutely could have been done in-house, okay? It's just silly as fuck to say like, oh, Elon played any significant role. Isn't that true with every invention? Yes, it is true with most inventions. Something that I talk about all the time, especially more important in the field of medicine, in the field of coming up with novel chemical compounds, for example. It is a very common misconception that capitalism fosters innovation. It is a very common misconception that America is the most innovative place for novel chemical compounds when you actually look at per capita novel chemical compound inventions, America is not number one at all. Now, having said all this, it is especially true for NASA because a lot of this was done in-house. A lot of this was done through public funding and was a public facility. Self-respect, SEC three-letter acronym, middle word is Elon's. Adopting a bohemian life. Yeah, I don't care about half these other things. Kids are essentially immune, but elderly with existing conditions are vulnerable just to flu. Teslas are boats. A Tesla works as a boat for short periods of time as an electric car has no intake or exhaust to block. Battery, motor, electronics are water sealed. What? That is one of the most insane things I've ever heard. All Tesla supercharger stations in regions affected by California power outages will have Tesla power packs within the next few weeks, just waiting on permits. Spooling solar, spooling up production line rapidly, hoping to manufacture 1,000 solar roofs /week by the end of this year. Robo-taxi network. The fundamental message consumers should be taking today is that it is financially insane to buy anything other than a Tesla. It'll be like owning a horse in 3 years. 1,533 days since Elon said Tesla would be cash flow positive in all quarters going forward. I'm optimistic about being profitable in Q1 in all quarters going forward. That's what he said in 1/30/2019. Will use SpaceX cold gas thruster system with ultra-high pressure air in a composite overwrap pressure vessel in place of the 2 rear seats. 1,554 days since Elon Musk said that a new Roadster will use rocket technology that will allow it to fly. Magical brake pads, since Elon said brake pads on a Tesla would never need to be replaced. Literate Teslas, said Tesla should be able to read and understand parking signage by the end of 2019. Service centers everywhere. In 2018, Elon said Tesla service centers would work to expand to all of North America in 3 to 6 months. That's the funniest one. I feel like when you hear a lot of this stuff, especially if you are a Tesla owner or if you have ever owned a Tesla in your lifetime, you probably go, oh, that makes this extra worse. A lot of motherfuckers who dick ride Elon, ironically, don't have a Tesla, so they don't know how laughable some of these lies are. Yeah, a lot of people say like, oh, LeBron lies all the time, but nobody thinks about how much Elon lies. Tesla Kila, he did actually come out with a Tesla Kila, technically. It wasn't mass produced, but he came out with like one tequila that he branded as like in a Tesla, it was limited edition. Laser space glass. Tesla owners can refer someone to buy a Tesla and get any image they want, laser etched in glass and sent to deep space for millions of years. They build a base on Mars by 2028. Elon Musk announced that Tesla's body shop was aiming to repair collisions in under an hour. Oh my God, that one is really fun. Car elevator to your home. Elon Musk said his tunnel would have elevators that transported cars into residential garages. Boring Company will transport your car all the way into your garage. Elon Musk promised that Tesla Gigafactory would be solar powered by the end of 2019. Funding secured. We already made fun of that. He would rescue the children stuck in a cave with a custom mini sub. That one was one of my favorite. Elon Musk decided to fix Flint's lead water crisis. Elon Musk promised employees that there would be no more layoffs. Elon Musk announced cell phone rattle detection R&D. Elon promised customers that Teslas can work with a failed motor. That's true. That one he promised, and he actually can. Is that correct? Megaphonics is our Elon Musk sim. I mean, I've never had one. 15-year-old car. For real, there are cars with several 100K miles and no brake service, no rust on pads. Rust is on rotors and gets cleared by using the brakes. EVs with dual motors will sleep one of the motors at cruising speed and just operate on one. Fango, our two resident EV nerds are fighting one another right now in the chat over the lifetime brake pad. I'm starting a candy company. It's going to be amazing. I'm super serious. He said he would create a media credibility rating site, which that was funny. Anyway, okay, I'm bored. But yeah, this is just a fucking lit. The nerd that says they'll wear out is right. So yeah, Elon lies a lot. I hope that was helpful for some of you to see and understand. But he would have never bought Twitter if he wasn't forced to buy Twitter, by the way. So I hope you understand that.
Yeah.
But I guess,
But look,
do you have any regrets buying Twitter?
I think it was something that needed to be done.
Come on, bro. If you push back, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. He didn't want to buy Twitter. He was forced to buy Twitter. If you don't even get this down, I don't know what to tell you. You should just leave your badge after this interview. You are no longer a journalist. You are just a meat writer. Push back.
I think the quality of recommended tweets.
Bro, even in the interview itself, he just contradicts himself. Like he's like, nah, Twitter is doing great. The water's warm, dip in. And then turns around and is like, okay, it's going to be great. I promise. Please believe me. It's going to be great. It's going to be so.
Well, let's unpack this further with our business reporter, Joao Da Silva, who joins us from our bureau in Singapore. Joao, it was an
I'm sorry. You can't fucking lick your wounds after conducting a shitty interview. I'm not letting BBC do that right now. That is literally what they're doing. They did a shitty interview. Elon said a whole bunch of nothing, which is what you're expecting from CEOs. And that's what your expectation should be, which is precisely the reason why you should absolutely fucking, do your very best to parse through that misinformation with actual information that you prepared ahead of time. That's what a good journalist is supposed to do. You didn't even fucking prepare. What is this? This looks like it was haphazardly put together last second by a bunch of people who were just like, oh, fuck, we have an opportunity to talk to him. As a private company, you can basically he owns it, right? So you can pretty much lie about a lot of shit. Even as a fucking publicly traded company, you often get away with lying about a bunch of shit, right? But because it's Twitter and it's so prominent in media, It's used as a tool so frequently by journalists that you can't really get away with a lot of your lies on Twitter as it pertains to Twitter because everyone fucking sees it. You know what I mean? When you say like, oh, dude, no, actually, Twitter is doing incredible. Like when you say, oh, the Twitter advertising is actually doing gangbusters, you're like, is it? Like, I don't see what you're fucking talking about. It seems like you're lying. There's obviously more to back up that sentiment, that skepticism. There's information that you can use, which they fucked up and did not use, right? Like major advertisers pulling out. They should have gone to those major advertisers and asked them if they actually committed to pulling out entirely or if they got back. But like one thing that you can absolutely point to, for example, is the evisceration of any kind of, one, content moderation, and two, the actual editorial teams that used to create the trending tabs. That part is now just algo dictated, and it fucking sucks. I have not touched the trending tab since Elon took over and fired the entire team. It used to make the website experience a lot better. It's gone. It's complete shit. And you will never find a human being that will tell you, no, actually, it's better. There's more in the interview. Is there more that I missed on?
Add that, I'm not the BBC, but
yeah, for the record, that is the only good thing that he's done. Like in a sea of nonsensical bullshit that has like eviscerated this major platform. That is probably the only good thing he's done. Labeling Western state broadcasters as state broadcasters is not a bad thing. It's correct.
I'm asking for specific examples.
Like, it's so fucked up. He could have just easily been like, the racial consciousness account. It openly boasts having 70,000 followers. You're getting just curious by a dude who's not even that smart. That is a verified example. That's it. And not only that, but also this just happened too, which makes this even funnier. Twitter could be facing a slew of fines in Germany over illegal hate speech to the tune of 30 billion. You can't win in this position because I see Nazis on my For You page. Feels like telling on yourself, even if it isn't. Yeah, no, it's fucking ridiculous. He should say that. He should be like, I, as a journalist, am seeing Nazi accounts on my For You page. It's fine. I follow random right-wing commentary on my For You page, but I've never had Nazi accounts being served to me because they were fucking banned and you unbanned them.
Examples.
I mean, right. And
Literally can't.
He's right. That's the worst part. Elon is correct on this. Give one fucking example, idiot. There are literally surveys conducted on it. There are studies on it that have been tracking the rise of hate speech. How do you not do your fucking due diligence in this regard? Every journalist, when they are conducting interviews like this, should take a contentious position. This is not supposed to be a safe space for Elon to say whatever the fuck he wants without an ounce of scrutiny. It blows my fucking mind. This was just an abject failure. Blows my fucking mind.
I think if your entire argument that what's happening on Twitter is fine is resting on the idea that you can't come up with a concrete example of hate speech on the platform, it's going to fall apart pretty quickly, even though not in that interview. But I mean, come on,
Yeah, like we just did. We showed you immediately. She's right. That's the other part of this. Like, you can just immediately hit two different fucking notes and eviscerate Elon Musk's idiotic expectation of anecdotes because there are plenty of fucking anecdotes to draw from. So dumb. Anyway, I'm going to skip the body camera footage. I'm going to get to Donald Trump.